Welcome to 2022 National Signing Day here, University of Hawaii football program. It's an exciting time for a lot of college athletes, a lot of future student athletes and programs across the country. We are excited to, be in a position where, we can change people's lives and give them opportunities to get a great degree at the University of Hawaii, as well as play some high level football. And so in doing so, we've signed a couple guys and brought a couple guys to the program. The first one is Damari Blanks, played at San Mateo College. He earned junior college All-American honors this past year. He was the player of the year in 2021, posted 42 tackles, including 10 tackles for loss and 3 sacks as a sophomore. Know his coach, Timothy Chang. He comes from a great program. They were one game shy from winning it all there. And so we're excited to have a guy from a program that can come in right now and help us, and is proven. Dean Briskey, defensive lineman, 6'5", 250 pounds. He's a freshman. He was pretty impressive. I got the opportunity. We had him on a visit this week. And he's a big boy. And we really want to recruit guys that are really big and long. Being from American Samoa and knowing his ancestry, I think this kid's going to fill out and be a big time player for us. His brother plays at Oregon State, and we're just happy to have a kid that, again, with the pipeline from Samoa. I think it's important that he comes in and plays for his brother island over here at the University of Hawaii. Cameron Cooper, transfer quarterback from Washington State, 6'5", 215 pounds, highly recruited out of high school in Lehi, Utah. He was a guy that, I've known for 3 or 4 years now, just being in the recruiting circuit, seeing him at camp, seeing him throw. He's a lefty. We're happy to have experience and guys that can throw the ball and sling the ball around, such as Cameron. I think, he's going to come in and he's going to be able to compete for the job. And it's kind of one of those things where whoever can understand and execute the offense the earliest is going to win that job. So he'll have a chance to be that guy. Windenhoe, he's a special one. Played with his father, Watson. In fact, Watson was my roommate in college, and he is a highly touted recruit that went to the University of Nebraska, has transferred back home after a year, was labeled a 4-star recruit, but a guy that a lot of teams in the country, a lot of programs in the country wanted. And, we're in the business of, if guys from Hawaii decide to leave and don't have the greatest of experiences, we are welcoming those guys back home with open arms. And Winden fits right into our program. He's a 6'3", 220 linebacker, very good looking kid, runs well, plays physical. He's downhill. And, we're just happy that he chose to come back home and play for the home team. Grayson Morgan, tight end out of Trinity Valley College, community college in Texas. 6'3" kid, 225. He's around working out with the team, seeing him, just kind of watching him, do his workouts. He looks the part, and he looks like a big body guy that can run, that can catch, gets the ball in space, will make things happen for us. His tape will show that, he can put his hand in the ground and make blocks on the perimeter as a tight end. So he adds both value in the catching game as well as the blocking game. Jordy Murray, another tight end from a grad transfer from Missouri State. Think we have a big upside with this guy. He's 6'4", 233 pounds, very athletic, can run. He's long. He's had 99 receptions for almost 1,200 yards his time at Missouri State. Really believe that, he can add an impact, especially in our spread offense where these 2 tight ends these 2 long tight ends will present problems with bigger body type frames. they'll be able to block on the perimeter as well as catch. And then if we add them into the line of scrimmage, they're able to do some things that we want to do run game wise and protection wise. Maleki Tale comes from Modern Day by way of Laie. This kid, got to see this kid over the weekend with his family. Very excited about this kid. He's a 6'1", 225-pound linebacker, freshman. As I said, he comes from Modern Day, which is one of the best programs in the country, if not the best program in the country. And anytime you can get good guys like Damari that come from good programs, those kids, added into your locker room, they add instant credibility because they know what it looks like. They know what a winning program looks like. They know what it takes. They know the commitment level. And talking to the kid, the thing that he loved about us is the brotherhood. It's the guys all together on the same accord. And he feels that when he came on his visit. He's a downhill guy. I got a chance to watch him play against Liberty out there in Nevada in the Polynesian Bowl game. And, he's going to come and hit you in the mouth. And so we're excited about guys like that. It's like a throwback Chris Brown type of player, Pisa Tinoy Samoa type of player, Keani Lapa type of player, where these guys are going to come down and hit you in the mouth when they get the chance. And so, excited about our group of guys. It's a wide range cast of guys that are coming to the program that bring, just different values and different parts of the game that are needed to be added on, as well as the ongoing process of adding on more guys through all the way through June time. And so when we get these guys into school, I think that'll be good. But very proud of the class. I'm very proud of how Coach Yoro and Coach Abe Eliminian have really taken over the program through this transition. It says a lot about them holding, recruiting visits, official visits. We got off one this past week. Just a lot of credit to those guys. But at any time, I'll take questions at this time.
Hey there. I know you got a little bit late start on trying to get this whole thing going, but are your signings today sort of indicative of the blueprint you're trying to get for recruit American Samoa, recruit Hawaii, California, and go the transfer portal pretty hard?
Yeah. Yes, Stephen. The hiring of me in the process, plays into a factor of what we could have got into school. And again, these kids are student athletes. So, not putting pressure on our academic support staff and our compliance people and upper campus people. They did a great job of getting Winden in, and we appreciate that. And like you guys know, man, a 4-star guy coming home and he's enrolled in school now. I mean, that's big time for the program. But at this point right now, it's about getting the right guys. We got Coach Roman Sapolu came into town. Coach Ian Shoemaker, offensive coordinator. And so on the offensive side of the ball, and I know the defensive side of the ball is doing as well. We put our roster together, and looking at what we do have right now, we're going to be very, very selective to bring in guys right now to add in pieces to what we have. And so the way we look at our roster is like, okay, if we're going to play a game tomorrow, this is what we have. We're going to go make this work. But with the amount of scholarships that we have, when we can really change our roster and bring in guys that are ready to play right now, I really believe we're going to have a chance to be pretty good. That's just personally. But also with the guys in the locker room that are here. I mean, they're great. I've been around them for about a week now. They're a great group of guys, man. They're working hard for each other. They're talking about commitment. They're talking about accountability, all the things that you want to bring to your program and hang your hat on these qualities.
Hey, Timmy, so you talked about it last week, kind of gave everyone a heads up on the strategy with the remaining scholarships and how you weren't going to extend all the scholarship offers here in the next week. So what does it look like, though, in regards to spring and fall? How many of the remaining scholarships do you feel like are going to go to guys that can participate in spring as opposed to the fall?
No, we're gonna carry. We're probably undersized. The roster's probably undersized for what it is. You probably with Title IX, you probably would want to carry somewhere around 115 to 120 roster spots. But for us right now, I think we're below the 100 mark, and that's because of all the people that have left. And so, you understand these things, and it is what it is. You can't do anything about it at this point. What we'll do creatively is try to get the word out that we're going to have walk-on tryouts to see what's out see what's at the university, give guys an opportunity to come on, participate, see if they can add some value to their team, and see if football is for them, see if they're willing to be a student athlete. But at the same time, we understand our challenges. And so, it's being real picky and real selective on who we choose, and like I said, in the beginning statement, National Signing Day, it's special, man. I mean, there's only, you can actually add it up and how many scholarships there are in FBS football, and there's a number, and you can't go over that number. The COVID, they allowed you to do it for 1 year after, but and you think about all the high school athletes playing, and you think about all the JUCO guys playing, you think about all the guys trying to switch schools going to portal. There are thousands and hundreds of thousands of student athletes that get told no. And so to be sitting here with coveted scholarships that, they really help families, you know what I mean? And to take a $200,000 to $250,000 scholarship and a tuition grant and these things, it changes your life. It sets your trajectory in life a little bit different. You coming out with no debt, you're coming out with not having school bills and those types of things. And so it's really coveted. It really changes people's lives. And so we understand that it's a carrot that it's an unbelievable achievement to get one of these scholarships. And I feel like the ones that we have are really important, and it's at a really important place too, and so where we're at and the university and the opportunity that we present, I think these scholarships mean something.
Coach, it's a interesting balance of time. You're not only recruiting, you're still filling out a staff, and to kind of put two and two together. Obviously, the announcement yesterday that Nate Elau is back with the program, director of player personnel, but also recruiting coordinator. As you work him into the fold, what are the qualities that you see in Nate that you believe will help enhance the effort in recruiting for your program?
It's a good question, Josh. Nate brings instant credibility to the program, and he's a guy that has done it. He's a guy that, when we recruited him, he was in Virginia with his family, and his dad was based there. But he came here and he experienced the islands, and he never left. It's the story of a lot of the guys that come into our programs, right? Our University of Hawaii programs. They play the sport here. They fall in love with somebody here, and then they never end up leaving. They grow their family here, and they're part of the community. And so Nate's no different, and he's really engulfed himself in Hawaii football, from being at the highest of levels and him achieving 12-1 status, as a player, to, now, being in the community and being able to coach guys, talk to families, families know him. He's built relationships, he's a quality guy that we want on our staff, that, will understand the landscape. And also too, like his goals are to become a coach. He wants to be an FBS coach, and he wants to coach at a high level. And so, this is a great way for him to get in the door, and why not do it with the support of your family at home, and they're going to be taken care of, but you're right here at where you did it. The lay of the land, the people around, the people in the athletic department, he knows the media people. And so he knows the community. So I think he's going to be unbelievable at this. And, I can't wait to see where he ends up.
Hey, Coach, you're able to bring a lot of high quality guys on today. Looking forward, what kind of, things on your checklist still haven't been checked off? What sort of things are you still hoping for on your wish list? And then also, like, with those guys, do you hope to get more of the high school recruits, or do you place more value on, like you mentioned, those guys who are ready to go, maybe JUCO guys or transfers from other schools?
I don't think we're gonna, Keith, that's a good question. I don't think we're gonna turn down any good players. I think if they're really good and really special, I think you take them. There is a development stage. When you talk about a high school kid to a JUCO kid and a transfer kid, there's a developmental part of it, right? The kids that are already been here, their bodies start to develop a little bit different, and so, as far as needs, generally, we really just want really good players. As a general statement, like if a guy can come in and he can be added in on offense or defense immediately, those are the guys that we're looking at. And so from that standpoint, we just want good players.
By the way, you sound like a NFL guy who's got a lot of cap room. Looks like you got a lot of things to play with there. A couple things. Are you? I understand you can talk about the walk-ons that you have who are already in school now. And was that one of the balances about how to fill your roster, like save scholarships for perhaps guys with better potential, and also balance it with just filling out the roster with quality guys who you can get to walk on? Or
yeah, we're always looking for quality guys. Right now, walk-on guys, we have Scott Atkinson, Steele Dunbar, and Chad Owens Jr. Now, I've seen Chad Owens grow up in our locker room and around our football team, and so it's humbling when you start coaching your kid, your some of your good friends, their sons, and so no different from Windenhoe, but these guys are going to add value. I love walk-ons. I mean, Chad Owens is probably, I view Chad Owens in every year of coaching football. I've told his story to the guys that need to hear it. And the reason why is because, when a whole bunch of guys got scholarships around the state, Chad didn't get one. And Chad lived with a chip on his shoulder for the rest of his life. And so, when you look at his career and what he's done here at the university and professionally, it's unreal. I mean, it really is. It's a testament to how strong his mind is. And when he puts his mind to something, he's going to go ahead and do it. And so, these walk-ons are very important. They add value, and again, they only give you 25 to 32 scholarships now every year. So, there's guys that are going to slip through the cracks, and, guys that, those walk-ons that don't get much, when they get on the team, they get treated like they don't get treated. You wouldn't know the difference between a walk-on and a scholarship player unless you've seen the tuition bill or the stipend check every month. But these walk-on guys are important to every program across the country, and we're no different. They add value. They'll fight and claw to get on the bus and on that airplane. And when they get their opportunity, man, they'll make the most of it. But, a lot of times they're the hardest workers in the room because nothing was ever given to them in life. And so, these walk-ons and Chad Owens Jr., I mean, we're expecting them to work hard and add value to our program.
Coach, I know you were able to add to the class of 2022 today, but how much are you and your staff looking forward to the fresh slate of, adding to the 2023 class, and what's the plan of attack, you think?
Well, that's going to be a great, as we figure out the puzzle, that's going to be something that we look forward to. Obviously, we want to get an early start on things and develop those relationships early on, and get out in the community, and especially our home state, especially our neighboring islands around us. And then we're talking about where we're going to go in April and May and June, and what that looks like. And so we got to, that's why we've hired Nate, and we've got to gather a whole bunch of data about these guys, in this 23 class, again, the portal is always going to be forever going on. And so, that landscape has always have to be open. You always have to stay on top of your deal. But also too, I mean, there's things that, my compliance people are right behind me over here. So there's things I can't talk about officially, but there is, we're still looking at 22s, let me just say that. And so, and we're creatively getting guys in the way we have to get them in. We just can't officially talk about specifics about these guys and stuff. But, any type of information, like, I was just thinking about it on the drive in, any type of information I can give you guys, without disclosing a lot, I'll try to give as much as I can. But, I just want, given the, I think the community needs to know, and people need to know that, like, just the changing of the NCAA rules and the things that they come up with. I like to call it the round table where the staff sits on, is that when we get those legislation rules from the NCAA, we got to make decisions, and you got to make calculated decisions on how you're going to attack your recruiting. And a lot of it a lot in the last 5 years have been on recruiting, adding the early signing date, adding transfer portal rules, adding a lot of different things to the mix. And so, I felt like, talking about these things and kind of being transparent with everybody about, where we are roster wise, it was very public that we were where we were, and the guys that left, but, we've ripped that Band-Aid off. Now here's the new plan. And this is what we're doing with the new plan.
Coach, in terms of the transition, the whole turning the corner for this program, how important was it to be successful on this day?
I think it's not just this day. I think it's continuously moving with the roster, right? It's a continuous movement. The NCAA makes this day, but at the same time, the roster is forever going to change. And this is what I mean by that. At any time, another guy, an important guy, can jump into the portal at any time. And so you got to make sure your roster is 365 days. Your guys are good, and they're comfortable with being here, and they want to be here. And we want guys that want to be here in this state and represent this state. Now, when we recruit guys, it's going to be a whole process through, and so, the dates are what the dates are, the recruiting calendar are what the recruiting calendar is. But at the same time, it's every day building and building and building, and then being able to get, right now we're at the point where we have to get these kids want to come to our school, and then get them into school. And what that date looks like, we can't get any guys into our school today. And so that's the thing that we're running into. So we'll continue to build on this. But your roster is everything, your locker room's everything, and more importantly, how you treat these guys and how you interact with them every day and get them to believe and get them to play. That's everything.
Okay. Again, I know you can't talk about specific players on this, but is part of your recruiting strategy then to use the blue shirts and gray shirt rule?
Sure. Yep. Yes. And that's the terms, blue shirt and gray shirt are they're different. They're terms that we're associated with, and not maybe the common fan are. They're they know, but it's definitely creative. It's creative ways to get good players now, or to get them for the next year, and use the numbers for the next year. So use them for the 23 class. Yes. So it's a creative way to do it now. Yep.
Coach, your first NLI day as Hawaii head football coach. Given the whirlwind of the last couple of weeks, what are you most proud of about how you and your staff have attacked not just the start of this, well, I guess not the start of this period today, but also how they're attacking moving forward and fulfilling those things that you're looking to see this program successful?
Josh, I don't think it just starts here. I think it starts with the whole athletic department from the top all the way down. It's our athletic director, it's our compliance, it's our media, it's our academics, it's our strength and conditioning, it's our training room, it's our equipment, it's all those people as well, coming together, having having energy, having juice about wanting to do good and wanting to see the best for these kids in this program in this state. The coaches are really excited just to get to workouts in the morning and watch those guys go to work and seeing what we have and interacting with these guys and talking and doing those type of things. But I think it's just a day at a time for us, just one day at a time, just keep knocking out tasks, keep waking up, putting 2 feet down and going to work. And I don't know what our work, how long the work days are going to last, but as much as we can accomplish in one day, whatever's left over and whatever problems come up next, shoot, let's go attack the next thing and go attack the next thing. And so it's just a fluid situation where I think when we hired this staff, the biggest thing is that we get guys that want to be here. We get like-minded people that want to be on the same page, want to work together, and want to see this university, this program do really well.